everyone, it's Lisa. I hope you are having a super wonderful Wednesday. So I got a post the other day that you could have junk food on keto, and I had to open it, and this recipe was in there. It's called Air Fryer Jicama Fries recipe. Now, I don't have an air fryer, but I'm going to try this. So one of the first steps is to cut the jicama up and boil it down for a few minutes to kind of get the crunchy out of it. For those of you who don't know what jicama looks like, this is it. Not the best side of it. Hi! Let me know if you're watching the replay or the live and where you're watching from, please. I would love to know that. Just for conversation, if nothing else. You know how that goes. So anyway, I am kind of going to wing this a little bit because it needs to be drained at this point. And I tried to do it in a basket, but it did not fit. So hang on just a minute while I drain this. And it came out a little starchy, much like a potato would. Okay. So, how about shutting the burner off there, Lisa? Okay. So the next step was to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of olive oil, garlic powder. I can send you the recipe. If you want recipe, please tag me, because sometimes I miss things. So put tag me. Hello, good afternoon. And put recipe in the comments, and I will give you the link to it. I promise you, I don't come up with most of these, but this lady that does Wholesome Yum does some really good ones. So there's a plug for her, I suppose. Definitely not mine. Okay, so as you can see, I have the olive oil, I have the garlic powder, the cumin, the sea salt, and the black pepper in my bowl. Sorry, brain fart. Every now and then they happen. And I think I'm going to use this to get it out. You need to toss this to coat it. So it's going to take a little bit of tossing here. 8 cups of jicama fries. So basically those jicamas that I showed you, it took me about, let's see, I had 4. I've got 1.5 left. So yeah, 2 and 2.5. So that's what it came out to. And you got to cut it up to what they say is matchstick size. And I was supposed to pat that dry. So we'll see how this turns out, because apparently I shouldn't. Hello, Blake Castro. Are you into cooking? And I also do not have, and because I'm not going to eat dinner right just yet, I am not going to go ahead and bake this, but when I bake it, it will be at 400 for about 10 minutes. So this is going to sit here in this step, and then we'll move on to the chili step. It's just way too early for dinner, but this is the only thing that worked in my schedule today, which was probably more. Okay, so as you can see, it cooks up a lot and kind of starchy like potatoes would. And for those of you who've never cooked a potato, I guess it won't matter. Who cooks out there, by the way? Or who's been learning through these last few months? I bet plenty of people have been learning, right? Because we kind of really didn't have much of a choice. Okay, so we're going to toss this, and I like to use these paddles to toss things. You just get it, and I boil these for about 10 minutes, just until the crunchies out. And when you taste the jicama, you'll see what I mean about the crunchies. It really is, it's a lot like a raw potato. Has about the same taste. Hello, April. So what are you two up to today? Obviously watching me, but like, what's going on in your world? Okay, so these paddles are really handy for just mixing things up, and I'm going to show it to you. It's not a heavy seasoning, as you can see when it spreads out among all the 8 cups that you have, and it's really sticking pretty well, so you never know. Okay. And because I don't have an air fryer, I am going to put these on a dish in my oven. What I am doing, I just don't have room in my kitchen for a lot of stuff, and you know, I don't know who does. If you have a small kitchen like me, you can probably relate. So what you need to do, well, let's show you the pan. I took a baking rack and just kind of stuck it onto this cookie sheet. So that should be fine, and you need to put it in a single layer. And then what we're going to do is transfer to making the chili topping. Supposed to be clean. You're supposed to be cleaning, April? Wow. Well, this kind of counts as cleaning, right? Because you're going to be cleaning. I'm going to be cleaning afterwards. Well, I'll give you a cleaning tip. Get the water really hot. So, you know, if that makes you feel better. Hi, Sarah. Sarah is a wonderful cook herself, and she does many, many, many things. I've learned from a lot of her recipes. Still got to get her collection. Sarah, you might have to write a book on all your collections. I know they're not all your recipes, but still. It's going to be amazing. We're about to move on to chili. But what I've got to do is get these fries, and they're jicama fries. Has anybody worked with jicama? Write jicama in the comments if you have. And maybe dumping this on here wasn't the best idea that I had, because I do need to try and get this in a single layer, so I think I'm going to take some back off. Okay. 8 cups is a little more than I thought. You've used jicama. Okay. April, you or Blake, anybody else on here used jicama? They look and taste a lot like a potato. You can get them. Hello. Hi, Regine. In the produce section, I got mine at just the local grocery store. Sometimes you have to ask, but they are a root vegetable. They are lower in carbs than potatoes. And so that is why us keto low carbers tend to use them. More so, well, I could have put that on more eloquently. I love these kind of our lives. You know why? Because you can be yourself, and everybody just kind of accepts, you know, that it's not necessarily going to be perfect, but at least it's going to be real. So this is kind of how my real kitchen operates. Sometimes we have our good things, and sometimes we test things. Okay, so I'm going to have to use a second pan. This should be in one layer. Most of it is. Most of it. And then I'm going to turn it on to like 400 when the time comes. So that is what it looks like. Now this is typically, I believe, how they do commercial French fries. When you get those in the bag so that you can just put them in the oven and stuff, they do a lot. They pre-cook it because you need to get that crunchy part out. Because if you've ever tried doing it just from the straight root, if you're like me, you find out you got to cook it forever. It doesn't work. So boiling it first really does work. And I'm going to set this aside. And for those of you who did not see it and don't know, this is what, thank you, Sarah. This is what jicama looks like. This is what the inside of it looks like. It looks an awful lot like a potato. So, you know, it's probably not going to be much of a stranger to you. And then we're going to move on to the chili portion. Now, we do not use beans, generally speaking, in keto. Thank you, thank you. Did you get your voice test? I had some really good news today. Okay, so, I know, I tend to sing my way through things. Sorry, guys. Well, not really, but, you know. So, we're going to use more olive oil. We've already used olive oil for the jicama. And so, that is a really good keto oil for those of you who are just starting. And yes, you did. Oh, good. Looks like we both have some things to talk about. So anyway, olive oil, 1/2 pound of ground beef. I'm going to estimate this. I'm not going to sit here and measure it. I'm not one of those people. This is basically, what, just a little over 1 pound. It's going in. How much weight have you lost on keto in inches? Usually well, the inches have come off more recently. So I think I lost around my waist like 2 inches just in a few weeks. And I had one time, I believe it's like 20 pounds total. So, but the inches was more what my impression was. Sarah was asking how much weight I had lost on keto. And I would encourage anybody on keto or anything, one, do not let the scale rule. Because what I found out when I measured, and it is really important that you measure like your arms, your neck, where the inches are coming off. That is key. It is not always the scale, because when you put on muscle, sometimes muscle is heavier than fat. So you could be doing really, really well and the scale may not move. And if you're really interested, tell me to send you a picture of my driver's license picture. That's the only time a driver's license picture helps you out. Yeah, it was really, I was really like inflamed. How flat my stomach is from watching my video. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to know that it gets noticed. Okay, so this is one of the things that I use, and I am supposed to be adding all this together. Ground beef, medium to high, cook about 10 minutes. Breaking apart with a spatula. I'm not using a spatula. I like this thing. Anybody else have one of those? Well, guess what? I love it. It helps me to break the meat up, and I probably have to... I have enough gadgets, but I like them, you know? I don't have as much small appliances, like with not having the air fryer, but I will post a picture, by the way, for those of you that are interested. I always pull... you do. Good. Thank you, April. April, where have you been, by the way, April? So, yeah. I will post a picture of the finished product when it is done this evening. And if you want the recipe, put recipe. I have no problem giving out the link. That woman does a great job. If you have any questions on keto, please feel free to ask me. I have had a journey. My husband has had a journey. I have hit stalls. I have all kinds of things. You mashed squash with her. April says she mashed a squash with hers. I imagine squash would be good. I'm just not sure how that would be with the chili, though, but we can certainly try that sometime if you like. Hi, Lynn. Okay, so let's make sure that our ground beef gets fully cooked. And in the meantime, let's see. The rest of the ingredients to this are going to be chili powder. Did I forget one thing? I did. I forgot the chili powder. What was wrong with me? In chili. How did I do that? Guys, I'll tell you. Ugh. Come on, Lisa. I thought I had every single thing together. Save the day. Okay, so we have dark chili powder. I go through a lot of chili powder. Hi, Lynn. And so, thank goodness, I try to keep an eye on those things that are coming low in my kitchen. And being keto for like the past 3 years, honestly, you know what you got in your kitchen, and there's going to be some ingredients that are going to be a little strange, but you tend to have the same things around that a lot of the recipes call for. I know for those of you who are watching from the beginner realm, it's going to seem a little different, and you're going to need to know where to get things. It's okay to ask. Please ask. I'd much rather you ask than not, and sit around and wonder, or, you know, whatever the case is. And some things you can substitute, so don't worry about it. Really, it's just, you know, have fun with it too. You know, that is, to me, that's important. And hello, Shirley. Man, there's a lot of you guys this afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Okay, so the meat is nearly done. And I'm pretty sure y'all know what cooking meat looks like, so I don't think I'm going to show you a picture of that. Okay, so Olive oil, garlic powder. These things I usually just find off the shelf, or on the shelf rather, you know, at my local grocery store. Very little of it do I have to special order. So that's, I think that's important. It's kind of important to me because I hate to have things that are a pain in the butt to grab. Kind of like my paper towels right now. Sorry, guys. So who is currently keto on here? Hello, Wendy. Nice to see you. You're from Georgia too. Where is Centerville? Okay. Okay. So I was supposed to put in, okay, I don't know, this is like the off-brand of Rotel, but, you know, whatever you want to put in, it looked the same to me, so guess what, it's going in. Hello, Sarah from New York. I know where that is. How are things in Centerville and New York today? Keto lifestyle, off and on since 2012. Yeah, and Sarah's had a lot of success, I think, with health, with that. She's been on longer than I have, and bless her heart, she's had some hardships going on, but she's come out of it with the keto, and if you ask her, I'm sure she'd be happy to tell you. But anyway, if you need more help with keto and if you're struggling with health issues, I have so many contacts right now. You know, chances are I can find somebody that's been where you are. And, you know, if you work hard enough at anything, hey, it works, guys. It just does. Hi, Wendy, and it's hot that, yeah, it was hot here too. Still is. I'm inside. This is why I'm so glad that I have slimmed down, guys, because I never used to be comfortable in tank tops, and I have so few of them. And guess what? With the inches lost recently, I feel good wearing a tank top. Yes. Okay, so I've got the diced tomatoes, the olive oil, the ground beef, half a tablespoon of chili powder. Now I'm going to say this. For those of you who have issues with chili powder, like being too hot, just adjust it. You know, if you really feel that that would be too spicy for you, by all means, it's your dinner, adjust it. I have plenty of people that will say, you know, oh my goodness, it sounds hot. I can tell you that I darn near almost don't notice it anymore because I like jalapenos. I like things like that. If you don't, just dial the spices down a little bit. Now, cumin, half a teaspoon of cumin, which is right here. If you can, try to buy the organic spices, but if you can't, you can't. That would just be what I would say. And we did use some cumin for the spice seasoning on the fries, just so you know. And like I said, if you want the recipe, for those of you just tuning in, please write recipe and tag me, because sometimes I miss it. And if you have any comments or anything else, contact me. I'm a social person. I like to hear from you. I probably sound like a crazy person right about now. Anybody else crazy like me? Who likes crazy? Put crazy in there. Love fries and chili. Sarah, have you tried the chili and fries? Because I am really looking forward to this. When I saw junk food for keto, I got to tell y'all, I was happy. Thank you for all the smiley faces and the cares. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we had a teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Yay. Okay. And like I said, I am not going to go through and complete this. I will, however, post the picture later. Because, yes, it is fun. It definitely, Sarah says it's fun. I agree. I think this is fun. A lot of people would find this intimidating, but, you know, after you get used to it, for me, it's easy. If it's not easy for you, just send me a comment, you know. No, we've made the fries, but not with the chili. Brilliant. It was not my idea, but I loved it, so I'm glad I ran with it. And we will talk later. My dog just decided to go crazy. Would anyone like to meet Zinnia? Put Zinnia if you'd like to meet her. I'll see if I can track her down. She's my shy dog. And she's, yeah, you're going to get on camera, Zinnia, if you keep that up. No. Be a good girl. Okay, and half a teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, so Zinnia, oh, she gets to go on camera. Hi, Zinnie. Can everybody see her? Did you see her? She is my, thank you. Yeah, she's my dog that I've been using, I think, CBD patches on. And if you see my postings on that, because I got her from the shelter like 2 years ago. And I think she had a lovely owner for her first 2 years of life. And she really, like, you saw how the camera made her nervous, and nobody was even there. It was just me. Hi, Lindsay. So, she is one that I've thought about with that, and I think I'm going to call a dog trainer for her. So if anybody has any techniques on that, not that that has anything to do with chili fries, but hey, you never know who all the dog lovers and trainers are out there. All right. So you ready to see what the chili looks like? This is what that's going to go on top of the jicama fries. Then that's going to go in the oven. And then you top it off with a half a cup of cheddar cheese and a quarter of a cup of green onions. Now, hi, Carrie. So, that will be the topping after I pull it out of the oven. Like I said, I am going to post the pictures. This is fairly simple. I think the toughest time I had was when you're trying to peel these. They're a little more fibrous than potatoes are. So, you know, try to find your flat spot and then get it down there is the best advice I can give you. But actually, I'm going to try this raw too, because I just want to see what it tastes like raw. Oh, that's going to be good. It's going to be good. Just the right amount. Hello. So anyway, give me a comment. Give me a shout out. Thank you, Wendy Webb. Anyway, whether you want the recipe, whether you need some help with keto, a little bit of weight loss, whatever it is, I would love to hear from you, but I am going to get off now. And I will show you the picture of the fries. So tune back in later when you see an update or whatever. And that'll be me posting the picture. Yeah. And I'm going to have a really good dinner tonight. Who else is going to have a good dinner tonight? Just put good dinner in the comments. Who else has got something planned? All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great afternoon.